Hey third grade, back again for another second step lesson. Today's lesson is going to be on making friends. So we're continuing our second step lessons, and last time you learned a skill for learning called showing compassion. And this week we're going to talk about making friends. You're going to practice focusing your attention and listening to others while learning to make conversation. So it says that we can review the focus and attention and listening cards, but we're going to just do it together. Ready? Eyes watching, ears listening, voice quiet, and body still. So making conversation can help you get along with others and make friends. We're going to listen to the empathy song, and we're going to turn and smile at somebody in our classroom, or if we're at home, we can smile at the camera when we hear the word friend. Okay, so there's our skills for learning. Let's do it one more time. Okay, focus the attention. Listen, be assertive, and use self-talk. All right, so here's our empathy song. And remember, when we hear this and we hear the word friend, we're going to smile. I'm going to smile at all of you. Okay, guys? Excuse me.
In every situation, your feelings mean so much to you, but you know that you're not alone. There's other folks with feelings too. So when you get together, try to understand how they might feel, because they might have their own ideas with feelings that are just as real. Oh, empathy means feeling what others feel. You felt it too. Happy, sad, angry, glad. You notice it and you understand. Oh, empathy is feeling what others feel. You felt it too. Happy, sad, angry, glad. You notice it and you understand. That's right.
Remember, we're listening for the word friend, okay?
Empathy means trying to understand how another feels. See the clues on a person's face, then wonder what's their point of view. The next step is compassion. That's being kind and
We talked
finding
about that last
ways.
week.
Finding ways to help a friend. That's easy when you understand. Oh, empathy means feeling what others feel. You felt it too. Happy, sad, angry, glad. You notice it and you understand. Oh, empathy is feeling what others feel. You felt it too. Happy, sad, angry, glad. You notice it and you understand. Oh, empathy means feeling what others feel. You felt it too. Happy, sad, angry, glad. You notice it and you understand. Oh, empathy is feeling what others feel. You felt it too. Happy, sad, angry, glad. You notice it and you understand. That's right.
Okay, awesome job, you guys. So now we're going to talk about a brain builder. And this is totally optional to do. I'm just going to read the directions that if you're at work, I mean, if you're at school, then you can do this, okay? So if you have partners at school, you can sit and play chat chain and practice making conversation. And so if you're at school, you can pause and you can do a chat chain. Also, if you're at home, you can probably do a chat chain in a breakout room if your teacher wants you to do that. And you will draw connected circles to make your chat chain. So you'll need paper and writing utensils. And if partner A wants to go first, we'll just say partner A has longer hair. They can say one thing they like to do, such as a sport, hobby, or craft. Like a sport would be maybe soccer. Hobby could be that you like to make bracelets. A craft could also be the same thing, like that you like to make bracelets, and draw a circle. And then the partner with the shorter hair, partner B, would ask a question or make a comment about what was said and draw a circle attached to the first one and make a chain. So it would look like this. Okay, it would make a chain like that. And then you would continue your conversation for 1 minute and adding circles to the chain for each exchange. Okay? And then you would stop the conversations, and then we would talk about the chain length. And if it's only for 1 minute, it probably won't be very long. And then talking about how it can be challenging to make conversation, But today you're going to begin a conversation and keep it going by focusing attention, listening, and asking questions. So today's going to be all about communication. Okay. Now we're ready for the story and the discussion. So here are Yusuf and Chang waiting for the school bus. Chang started riding Yusuf's bus last week. The boys don't know each other very well, and Yusuf thinks Chang seems nice. So I want you to think about how Yusuf can make friends with Chang. So let's think about this for a second. Why don't you just share out right now what you think to somebody sitting next to you, and friends that are watching from home, just have a listening ear and give me a thumbs up if you think that your friends in the classroom are right. So let's think about how Yusuf can make friends with Chang. I want you to talk and tell your partner or somebody next to you what you think that they can do to make friends. Okay, I'm going to give you about 10 more seconds to come back. Okay, come back to me. If you thought that making conversation to start, or maybe just telling each other your names, introducing yourself, give me a thumbs up if you thought that. Good job. So they can introduce themselves, they can start a conversation, they can invite that person to play. If you've invited somebody new to play before, give me a thumbs up. Awesome. Yusuf decides to start a conversation with Chang, but he's not sure what to talk about. Noticing things he has in common with Chang will help him. So I want you to focus your attention on the photo. Remember, you can make your focus attentoscopes, or you can just focus your eyes. I want you to touch your head when you notice something the boys have in common. Touch your head when you notice the boys have something in common. I noticed something, so I'm going to touch my head. What do we notice right here? We notice that they both like to read books, and I love to read books. Anytime I talk to somebody that loves to read books, I'm a big fan of nonfiction, real books. I love to learn, so I like to talk to people about those. And also, guys, I don't know if you remember this, but they like to ride the same bus. Yusuf notices that he and Chang are reading the same book. He decides that that's a good topic to start the conversation. Okay, so now Yusuf has a topic, and how can he begin a conversation with Chang? This is so funny to me because I'm a very outgoing person and I talk to people all the time, but I don't really ever think about how to start a conversation. It kind of just comes naturally. But I love this exercise because it can help you think about things that you can do. So he can greet him. So he could say, hi. And then he can introduce himself. And he can say, hi, my name is, how are you? And then ask a question. And I just did it. I just said, how are you? That's my question usually. Okay. So speaking in a friendly way helps start a conversation. How can Yusuf show friendliness? What do you guys think? How can he show friendliness? Because there's a difference between somebody saying, hi, how are you? Versus, hey, how are you? Right? Which one sounds more friendly? So smiling, using a friendly voice, using open body language. This is something I learned in school to become a counselor, that a lot of the times if we sit with our arms crossed or if our legs are crossed, it seems like we're cut off. Our body language is cut off, right? But if we're open, it can be a lot more calming and comforting. Okay. So Yusuf uses his assertiveness skills to introduce himself to Chang in a friendly way. He tells Chang he's reading the same book and asks Chang about others in this series. Soon they're chatting about their most and least favorite books. Alrighty. Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to talk about questions and comments that can help a conversation keep going. Think about what skills for learning will help Yusuf. Let's think. So remember, the skills for learning are focus, attention, listen, assertiveness, and self-talk. Those are all super, super helpful. I know, guys, my mind is always going. It's all over the place. And when I'm at home eating dinner with my husband, I have to remind myself to focus my attention. Instead of focusing it on my phone, which I have like right here, I take a lot of notes on my phone, and I always have to, my mind's just always going so fast. And so I have to remind myself, focus my attention on what somebody in front of me is saying, because I'm always thinking about the next thing. And listening, that's a huge thing. I know that you guys probably realize when somebody's listening and somebody is not listening, right? And you know yourself, you know when you're listening and not listening. And I have to remind myself, like, I need to work on that because my mind is always thinking. So, Yosef focuses his attention on Chang and listens to him carefully. So look, he's got his eyes watching, his body language is turned towards him. He's using whole body listening. This helps him use what Chang is saying to think of other questions and comments to keep the conversation going. When the bus comes, Yosef and Chang can't find a seat together. What's a friendly way for Yosef to end the conversation? Let's think. How about, it was nice talking to you. See you in class. Maybe we can talk another time. Give me a thumbs up if you think those are all good. Nice. Yosef tells Chang it was nice talking to him. They decide to continue their conversation at recess by making conversations with Chang, and Yosef is becoming friends with him. I actually noticed this the other day at lunch. I help now with 3rd grade lunches, and when I was in Miss Youngblood's class and Miss Countryman's class, I noticed kids were talking about Fortnite. And you guys were bonding and talking over like how you play the game, what you think about the game, and I thought that was really cool. So you're having these conversations and you don't even realize it. Okay? So now we're going to talk and remind ourselves about empathy, because part of being a good listener is also thinking about empathy. So empathy is feeling or understanding what someone else is feeling, looking at their face and body for clues. What's their point of view? How do they feel? How can you help? What's a kind thing to say? Okay? And now we're going to review our skills that we've learned so far. So we're going to practice making conversation. How did Yosef make conversation with Chang? So remember, he said he made conversation because he figured out that they had in common that they were reading the same book, right? And so he first found something that he had in common with him. So he decided on a topic, and then he was assertive and introduced himself. Okay? And he focused his attention and he listened. And then you can think of questions and comments, and then he ended the conversation in a friendly way. So now we're going to wrap up. Making conversations helps you get along better with others and make friends. Focusing attention on others and listening helps you keep the conversation going. All right, so there's a Brain Pop Junior we're going to watch, and it's called Friends. So I am going to pull it up for us. All right.
Hey, Moby. This is Tasha. She's new to our school. She wants to make new friends. Who is a friend? A friend is... Hey, Moby. This is Tasha. She's new to our school. She wants to make new friends. Who is a friend?
It's also nice to say bless
A
you.
friend is a person you know and like. A friend can be someone you know from class or school, someone you meet in a club, or a teammate. Both boys and girls can be your friends, and they can be older or younger than you. Some of my friends live far away. Natalie moved to a different city last year, but we're still friends and hang out. My pen pal Jin lives in China, and we write to each other all the time. Friends can be from different cultures and have different backgrounds and religions. Family members can be your friends too. Grandpop is one of my best friends. Mia is my sister, and she's my friend, even if we fight sometimes. How do you make friends? There are tons of ways to make friends. You can invite people to do things and make them feel like they belong. Cool, Tasha. How'd you do that? You can make friends by teaching or learning how to do something. Good job, Moby. You can make friends by helping each other, too. But the easiest way to make friends is to introduce yourself and say hi. You might feel shy at first, but that's okay. I like to introduce new friends to other friends so we can all play together. Hey, Moby, you're it. You can make friends when you play games and have fun together. How can you be a good friend? You should treat everyone with respect. That means you share and take turns. Great throw, Moby. It's important to be polite and share compliments. You should think about how others might feel and treat people the way you want to be treated. Moby, would you like it if someone cut in front of you? Friends laugh and have fun, but they also help each other during tough times. When I'm feeling bad, I share my feelings with my friends. A good friend is a good listener. Friends stick up for one another and help solve problems. What happens when friends fight? Friends are different from each other, and they all like to do different things. Friends don't agree all the time, and sometimes they argue. But just because you fight doesn't mean you have to stop being friends. No, Moby, it's my turn now. It's okay to disagree, and it's important to be honest and share how you feel. Moby, I'm sure it's my turn now because you just went. You're right. I have to skip a turn. I forgot. Sorry, Moby. Sometimes when you argue, you say things you don't really mean. It's important to apologize and to say you're sorry. If you care for your friends, then they will care for you. Uh-oh, I'm it now.
All right, guys. See you next time.